So I've kind of come to the conclusion that the best way for me to make teams is to pick one specific move I like the sound of, and then pick a Pokemon that learns that move, and then just kind of build the rest of the team around that. So this time I thought, okay, let's use Quiver Dance on something, and apparently the only two Pokemon that can learn Baton Pass and Quiver Dance are Masquerain and Venomoth. Now Venomoth would have been ideal, but I think it's like 2 tiers higher, or maybe 3, but yeah, either way, Masquerain being a poor man's Venomoth, I thought, okay, let's give it a go, see what happens, right? So I'm going to lead with my camera up tier, figuring he might want to lead with his Ninjask. He goes for Aerial Ace, but luckily I'm a max physical defense camera up. Go for Lava Plume, and because Ninjask has no defense whatsoever, I'm still going to take him out, which is great. So in comes Baltoy. I can't really do much to it, even though he probably can't do all that much to me. I guess Earth Power would do a decent chunk, but I'm going to go ahead and switch out, figuring he'd want to get up his rocks. Go into Tentacle and just go ahead and go for a knockoff, which is great. Baltoy, even without the Eviolite, is surprisingly bulky. You'll see later on how well he takes flamethrowers from an Electros, but either way, now I'm going to go ahead and switch out. Go straight into Kim Jong-il, and you all thought he was dead. But I told you, he'll be back. See how many eel puns I can get into this commentary, but I'm going to go ahead and U-turn. I didn't predict the switch necessarily, but I thought, okay, I may as well go for U-turn anyway for super effective damage. And he brings in Blossom, which is great. More super effective damage. Now, I'm going to go to Wormadam here. Probably not the best idea because I guess Hidden Power Fire might be a common choice for Blossom, though I've never really seen one before, so I wasn't entirely sure what to expect. Either way, he gets up his Sun here, which kind of worries me, especially in the fact that I'm in Wormadam Steel. Bug Steel type, definitely not good for me. But I'm going to go for a Signal Beam here. I really want to say I predicted the switch here, but I didn't. But I get some nice damage on the Absol there. But the fact that he's got it on a Sunny Day team, and the fact that he bought it in on a Wormadam, kind of suggests to me that he might be one of those really rare Scarf variants with Fire Blast, so I thought I'd scout for that. And he is, which is great. So now I'm going to get the hell out of there. Don't want to take a fire move to Wormadam. That is not good news for me whatsoever. So I'm going to go to my Tentacle here. He does protect that nicely and goes back to his Blossom. But even so, I don't think there's too much Blossom can do to my Tentacle. Yeah, Solar Beam does a decent chunk, but I'm Eviolite max special defense, so not really too bothered. He goes for Giga Drain. I thought that was kind of funny because I got the Liquid Ooze ability, but gonna go for a knockoff here just to get rid of his Heat Rock in case he wants to get up the sun again. And go to my Masquerain here. Now, I do have the Focus Sash, so, you know, whatever I switch into, he's gonna break it. I kind of saw it as an opportunity just to, you know, start setting up here. I mean, I've got 2 games here. It's kind of a double-header episode, but they're both pretty short games and they both have the similar kind of strategy, so I thought, okay, let's just combine them into one super game. Either way, the whole plan here was set up with Masquerain and just sweep from there pretty much, hopefully. So I'm going to go for a Bug Buzz here. Now, had I been counting the Sun turns, I would have gone for a Quiver Dance there, but I figured, okay, well if Sun lasts a little bit longer, he'll outspeed me anyway, so there's no point in Quiver Dancing. Either way, now he brings in Baltoy. I didn't think he could really do much to me. I thought he might just go straight for Rock, so I go for Quiver Dance here, which is great for me because now I can actually get my sweep going. Baton Pass out here. I could have stayed in and then Bug Buzz, but I figured it wouldn't do that much to morale anyway, so bringing in Kim Jong-il once again, gonna go for a Flamethrower just because it's my most powerful move to lock myself into. I believe this is a Choice Scarf the Electros, so I got +2 speed, +1 special attack, and +1 special defense, which is great. In comes Absol. He probably thought he was faster than me because he's probably Choice Scarf, but again, I'm Scarfed as well, so my +2 speed beats his +1 speed. So, in comes Ursaring. I think Ursaring could probably do a decent chunk of damage to me if he went straight for a Facade or Close Combat or whatever, but he's going to go for a Swords Dance here, maybe thinking he could probably take the Flamethrower a bit better, but either way, I'm going to go ahead and take him out this turn. Actually, I guess he might have Quick Feet, which could have explained it, but maybe a +2 Electros outspeeds a +2 or +1, whatever Quick Feet gives you Ursaring. Who knows? Either way, here comes Baltoy. Now, I've already knocked off his Eviolite, and look how well he takes that Flamethrower. That is why you don't want to mess with Baltoy. I'm thinking I might swap out my Tentacle for a Baltoy, just because, you know, it has pretty damn good typing, and, you know, the fact that you can get up your own rocks as well is pretty damn useful. Either way, he goes for Solar Beam, which I thought was pretty funny. Pretty interesting move to have on a Baltoy, but I'm going to go ahead and finish him off with a Flamethrower. So, yep, that was a really great game. That was game against kingabsol1. Now I'm going to go straight to the second game. The second one is against a guy called bignoseftw. And looking at the team there, it's quite a bit more threatening in terms of what he has. He's got an Ember, Meganium, Golem. Fione or Fione I think is relatively threatening. Magneton is so good it's not even in the tier, but I thought, okay, I don't really mind. Let's just go with it. And Persian's pretty damn quick, so quite threatening. So in comes Golem just to set up his Stealth Rocks. I'm going to lead with my Camerupt once again. I think I'll just go straight for an Earth Power just to break his Sturdy and get a nice chunk of damage on him there. I didn't think it would bring him down to his Sturdy, but I thought, well, I may as well get a lot of damage on him while I can. And yeah, that does a pretty decent chunk considering Camerupt is fully physically defensive, but yeah, anyways, now I'm going to go into the big man Kim Jong-il once again. Unfortunately, he doesn't get his chance to shine this game, it's more of a Camerupt thing, but he goes for Earthquake there. I am levitating, so I don't know why Electros gets Levitate. I don't know why they thought that was an appropriate ability for it, but yeah, either way, pretty damn useful Pokemon. It's good in that it has amazing stats and a pretty damn good move pool, but the only thing that really lets it down is its speed, so it's probably better as like a bulky Pokemon with Coil, but yeah, either way, now I'm going to go to my Wormadam Steel here, just because he can't really do much to me. I'm going to go ahead and get up my rocks. Now, I should have really seen this coming, but now he's going to bring in his Ember, and I was really hoping it'd be like a Choice Scarf variant, but, you know, apparently he's got Flame Charge, so definitely not good for me. It does give him a free chance to set up on me. So even though I protect, he's, you know, he knows he can do whatever he wants here. He's going to protect my switch here and go to his Fione. I was very scared of staying in just because he could just Flame Charge regardless, so, you know, I may as well switch out to Camerupt, which is probably my best thing to take it. But yeah, like I said, he predicts that, goes to Fione. I'm going to say Water Thing because I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce that. The Water Thing's in here, scaring me out again with a 4-time super effective move. I'm going to go to my Tentacle just because I don't want to take Surf or Scald or whatever. Now I can go for a knockoff or start setting up my Toxic Spikes, I guess, do whatever I want. Now he gets up his Rain, and quite interesting that these two games were against kind of weather teams. You barely ever see weather in NU from my experience, but he's going to get the Rain boosted critical Burn Scald, which is quite unfortunate for me. But again, I'm not really too bothered. Now that Tentacle's in here, all I need to do is Rapid Spin away rocks and knock off stuff, and that's pretty much all it's there for. But I'm going to Rapid Spin here. I kind of hoped he'd go to Magneton first, and then I could maybe, well, I guess I wouldn't stay in against the Magneton, but I was hoping I'd knock off his Eviolite, but I guess it kind of works out because I do get rid of the rocks as well. Now I'm going to go to Camerupt here, predicting some kind of electric type move. I guess Camerupt is a pretty good defensive Pokemon just because of its typing. Obviously you got to watch for water types like the infamous Fione thing here, but now I'm going to go ahead and switch to Kim Jong-il again, predicting his switch. Rain runs out here, I'm going to go straight for a U-turn because... Actually no, I think I go for a Flamethrower this turn. Wasn't sure what I was predicting, but I guess U-turn would have been the better play regardless. But yeah, I didn't want to lock myself into Wild Charge just because he still has this Golem kind of lurking around, so I thought, well, Flamethrower is probably the safe bet. Now in comes Empo. I don't want to give him free chances to set up with Flame Charge, so I may as well go to my Camerupt here. He goes for a Stone Edge here. I probably would have gone for the Flame Charge just because, well, I guess no, Stone Edge probably was his best choice in that situation, but either way, it gets a decent little chunk of damage on my Camerupt here. Now he's going to switch, fearing the Earth Power. I'm kind of seeing this as a window of opportunity. I'm thinking, okay, he's definitely going to go to Water Thing here. I'm going to go for a Yawn, and I kind of thought a couple of turns ahead here. I was thinking, if I Yawn him, he'll probably want to go for Rain Dance because it's run out, and I think this guy gets Hydration, so in theory, if he falls asleep and he gets up his Rain, it should mean that it wakes him up again, right? So I'm kind of baiting the Rain Dance here, so I can go into Masquerain and start setting up on him. You know, I got the Focus Sash, so I can take one hit regardless. Gonna go ahead and go for a Quiver Dance as he brings in his Magneton. Now, I don't really know what item this Magneton has. I assumed he was Choice Scarf because he switched out after, you know, going for a T-Bot on Camerupt, but even so, he wouldn't have been able to do too much to Camerupt, so not entirely sure what he does have, but either way, I'm faster, so I'm going to Baton Pass out to my Camerupt once again. Now, Camerupt here obviously takes nothing from the T-Bolt, and now I am looking pretty good to go for a sweep. I'm going to go ahead and go for an Earth Power. I didn't want to go for Lava Plume, number one, because it's less powerful. Number two, because the rain's still up, so, you know, may as well go for an Earth Power. In comes Persian, takes a hefty chunk from the Earth Power. Still manages to live, though, which is pretty impressive, given how frail Persian is, but goes for a Swift. I kind of like the whole special attacking Persian set thing. you know, if you give it Technician and Nasty Plot, it can learn some pretty interesting special moves. Water Pulse, T-Bolt, Swift, and, you know, whatever hidden power you want. Pretty damn useful, but in comes Water Thing again. Apparently he's still faster, which I didn't understand. I guess I'm kind of underestimating how fast this thing is. And, you know, I guess I am a fully defensive camera up, so no speed whatsoever. Anyways, I don't want him to wake up, so I'm going to go ahead and switch out. Go into my Masquerain once again. Interestingly, he actually stays asleep for, I think, 3 turns here, which is kind of funny, but yeah, I'm going to Quiver Dance up again. I still got my Focus Sash, so whatever he does, I don't really care. And he's still asleep, so that's very unfortunate for him there. I'm going to go for a Bug Buzz, just finish him off. And now I'm kind of thinking, well, I can't really finish his team off with Masquerain because I can't do anything to this Emboar. I was really close to putting on Air Slash instead of Giga Drain, but I think the number of times that Giga Drain has come in handy, especially when you're, you know, you've got injured and you want to get back to full health for your Focus Sash, you'd be surprised at how useful Giga Drain is, but yeah, I got Giga Drain and Bug Buzz, so I'm going to have to go to my camera up tier. He makes the good play and goes for Flame Charge, so that, you know, after a Flame Charge he can still outspeed my camera up and get off one more hit before he dies to an inevitable Earth Power. Goes for a Super Power that almost takes me out, and I'm so glad I got a max physical defense camera up because there's no way I would have taken that otherwise. Go for an Earth Power, and that is going to finish him off. And I believe his last is Magneton, and, you know, Magneton can't outspeed me anyway, so I think at this point he's just going to decide to run, so yeah, that was a really great game, bignoseftw, really enjoyed it. I kind of really like doing the whole, you know, strategy thing around baton passing. Not all that great in the NU tier because you don't really have all that many options, but, you know, I guess Masquerain's one way to do it. You just really got to watch out for those stealth rocks, so keep a Rapid Spinner on your team is all I'm saying. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like rating, that would be much appreciated. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and probably get some more battles recorded. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.